What's up, what's up, what's up? This shit crazy. Man, do y'all know how long it took me to get this shit straight? Come on in, chat. I'm just getting comfortable. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we got our boy Trent Out Loud. He's talking about the Carmelo Anthony case. He's also talking about, yeah, and I'm here in me and my wife's bedroom. Yeah, but we talking about Carmelo Anthony's case. How he's assembled a new dream team of lawyers. Gary L. Bledsoe, that's the NAACP president, right? And Brooke Cluse, she works for Ben Crump's law firm in Texas. A lot of people don't know that Gary L. Bledsoe is the president of the NAACP because he has his own law firm, right? Those of you coming in, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. So we're going to give it over to my brother, Trent Out Loud. Shout out to Trent Out Loud for bringing us this information to introduce these lawyers to us. And then he has a sister on here who's going to actually give us background on each lawyer, right? So let's get into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Avengers has assembled. Or in basketball terms,
What's up,
the
y'all?
dream
Come on in, like the
team
video,
has come
subscribe to the
together.
channel.
And you know I ran first to look if there was a woman on the team. And not only is there a woman, but a black woman. And if black women could put Joe Biden in the White House, a black woman could get Carmelo Anthony out of jail.
This man, Trent Out Loud is funny. This man said, if black women can put Joe Biden in the White House, then a black woman can get Carmelo Anthony out of jail. Trent Out Loud, you crazy for that one. Shout out to Trent Out Loud. Let's go. Y'all
I'm going to give you the details of this assembled dream team. I'm also going to go over what they can. And I'll explain to you why I think Carmelo Anthony will be walking out of jail a free man. Oh, and we also have an update on Jeff Metcalf, Austin Metcalf's racist daddy, and I've already proved to you.
I told y'all he was racist. I'm not the only one who's saying it. And my chat analysts are not the only ones who's saying it. We not the only ones who's saying it. Right? Our common sense led us to see while he was saying, I'm not racist, then saying racist things, then saying I'm not racist, then saying more racist things. Our common sense led us to analyze that he was racist.
All that he's racist. He is now talking on Fox News yet again. Sit back.
He taking more interviews after he said the racist shit online. That's crazy.
Relax. I got a ton of things to tell you, and then I'll hand it off to y'all, the Out Louders, to let me know what you think in the comment section below.
I like that he called his chat the Out Louders. So that's why I'm gonna call my chat analyst, because he's Trent Out Loud, the Out Louders. This is Blocstarr Imis Analytics, chat analyst. Boom.
Team of leading appellate, civil rights, and criminal defense attorneys announced today that it has taken on the case of Karmelo, recently sentenced to 35 years following his unaliving conviction in the passing of Austin Metcalf. The team serving pro bono, absolutely 100% free, will review the trial records and pursue all available avenues of appeal. I'm going to break that down for you guys in a second. Okay. Leading the efforts are Russell Wilson. Here he is right beside me. Shout out to Russell.
Yes, Russell Wilson, he is the lead counsel. So he'll be leading the law team inside the trial once the appeal is accepted and they go to they retrial. Russell Wilson, the second, the lead counsel, so he'll lead everybody. He's from the law office of Russell Wilson II in Dallas, Texas.
Gary Bledsoe,
Gary Bledsoe, right? He's the president of the NAACP, also from the law firm of Bledsoe Attorneys. So shout out to him. He's the third chair, right? And for someone to be that high, right, and that known for being a black activist, the president of the NAACP, for him to take the third chair, that shows you that he's humble and he just want to be here to make sure that they use every possible avenue that they can. The third person, Mike Ware, that's our Caucasian brother. He's from the law office of Michael Ware in Fort Worth, Texas. He's the second chair. And if you ask me, Michael L. Ware, our Caucasian brother, he's going to be there to serve as an anchor to make sure that the system is not getting over on these black attorneys and it's no longer getting over on Karmelo. So he's going to be there to serve as our anchor and fight fire with fire if he has to. Shout out to Michael L. Ware, our Caucasian brother.
Ware, who is super key, I'm going to tell you about him in a sec. The superstar of the team, Brooke.
We want to shout out to Brooke Cluse. She is co-counsel, which means that she'll be backing up Wilson, right? She's from Ben Crump Law, PLLC in Frisco, Texas. So all these law firms are in Texas, but all different parts of Texas, they joined together to come to Collin County and shut the shit down. Let's go. To come together and go to Collin County and shut the shit down. I like how this sounded. I had to say it again.
Clause from Benjamin Crump's law office. Sean,
which is our Latino brother. And he's, I don't know, I think he's fourth chair. Okay, and then we have Justin A. Moore, Stafford Moore, PLLC, which means Justin, and it's in Dallas, Texas, which means Justin doesn't own his own law firm. He's from Stafford Moore, PLLC. His last name is Moore, so that's probably his family's law firm. So his whole family's probably into law. What's up? And he's also serving as co-counsel. So there's two co-counsels. He's gonna also bag up Wilson too. What's up, Damien? You shut your ass up too.
And Justin. Our appellate team has been retained following the conviction to conduct a fresh, independent review of the trial records. We recognize the
What's up,
profound loss
user?
suffered by one man's family and the uncertainty facing another.
Don't forget
And
to
we
like the
extend
video and
our
subscribe
respect
to
to
the channel.
everyone whose
You doing all
lives
right,
have
user?
been forever changed by these
User
events.
ZG.
Our responsibility is to determine whether a legal error occurred and to ensure that every issue supported by the record fully and vigorously represented on appeal.
Hi, user ZD. Yeah, y'all. So basically, they here to basically investigate. That's what they telling us. But these are multi-million-dollar firms, right? It's okay. It's okay, Damien. You've been reported. You came in the chat acting stupid. Stupid. So, like I was saying, they coming to investigate everything, right? It doesn't matter if it was right or if it was wrong. They want to see everything. He's saying, even on the news channels, they're saying that this could be appealed. Like this could go to the only reason that this could be appealed is for the jury not having a black person on it. But they said they came to seek all avenues, right? Investigate all parts of the case, right? So they'll also see that the cop 1 and cop 2 never read him his Mirandas, right? That's also mistrial because everything he said can be admissible because he said it without an attorney present, right? So that can be that the shit that he said that was used as evidence on the body cam when he said, "Oh no, I did it. I told him that." All of that shit that he said, it can be admissible in court because he was never read his Mirandas, right? And they allowed him to incriminate himself. They never told him to shut up. They never told him, "Hey man, we don't want to hear it." You save it for the judge. Save it for the detectives. You know what I'm saying? What else? He okay, Austin's dad with the racial slurs, right? That can be brought up because they use Austin's dad's last statement. His dad, his mom, and his brother used their statements for the jury to be able to for it to be able to help the jury convict Carmelo Anthony, right? So they all submitted their last statements, which said stuff like, "We're never gonna get Austin back," and all of this shit. And we forgive him, but we're never gonna get Austin back. They read them statements and they felt for the family, right? But ain't none of that racist shit that Calf said on live, on this Facebook live, Instagram live, whatever it was, none of that racist shit was in his statement, his last statement in the trial to the jury and to Karmelo. So now the new jury that'll be chosen will all have that shit stuck in their head. Well, here's something racist. Let me do this so you all can go viral. How about watermelon felon? Yeah, they gonna that shit gonna replay in the new jury. That shit is gonna replay in their head and replay in their head and replay in their head. It don't matter what happened. It don't matter what happened. That shit is gonna replay in their head. Those of y'all who coming in, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's get back into it. My boy Trent out loud.
The appellate process exists for precisely
Y'all
these
like the video,
purposes.
subscribe to
Talk
the
about
channel.
Carmelo team, the team that was put together to handle his appeal. Let's start with the lead counsel, Russell Wilson. When he worked at the DA's office, which was under Craig Watkins' administration, Craig Watkins was the first Black district attorney in Dallas County, breaking every kind of barrier. And the one barrier that was really prominent in his administration was the Conviction Integrity Unit. Dallas County became known nationally for their Conviction Integrity Unit because they were leading in the country for overturning wrongful convictions and exonerating innocent incarcerated individuals. Russell Wilson.
There you go right there. Russell Wilson, his career is built off of overturning wrongful convictions, right? People who've been wrongfully convicted, right? You give the white boy that stabs the Latino 4 times while saying, I'm going to put you in the ICU 10 years. You give the black boy who stabs someone out of fear and drops the knife immediately and run away from the group of niggas that was in front of him that was getting ready to jump him. He runs away from them, right, to go and find a coach who consoles him and hugs him until the fucking police gets there and allows him to incriminate himself. So Russell Wilson, the lead counsel, he is known for overturning wrongful convictions. Y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel. He's known for this. Yeah, Damien needs a hug, man. Ben, what's up? What's up, Ben? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Shout out Ben Warwick, 4290. He asked the boy Damien, did he need a hug? Because Damien's just going off in the chat for no reason. He's just going out for no reason. Are you going to see that money on commissary? No, I'm not going to send him money for commissary. I got family that I send money for commissary. I got enough people on my plate, family and friends, that I send money for commissary. I'm going to support him from afar. I'm in Memphis. He's in Texas. Now, this is true enough. If I was in Texas, here, like, not the outer parts of Texas from his city, from Collins County, but if I was anywhere near Collins County and I lived in Texas, damn right, I'd be putting money on this commissary. I'm sure it's a lot of black people already doing that, though. I'm sure his commissary is tens of thousands of dollars. I'm sure the black people in Texas are showing out for him. The white people that's supporting him are showing out for him, and they giving him a little something. Yeah, they going in there putting money on his books, and he's some kind of okay in the mindset, right? Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, he should get something like 10 years. Wow. Over 700,000 homeless people. That's crazy. That is crazy. Let's hear the rest of what the rest of these lawyers' background are. So we know so far that the lead counsel, Russell Wilson, he built a career off nothing but wrongful convictions overturned. Every single last one of them that he's ever did was overturned. I don't think he planned on losing. I told y'all, with these heavy hitters taking this case, they didn't take the case to lose. I don't care what nobody say. These people, these winners, these top attorneys did not take this case to lose. They took it to win and put this championship on their wall in their office. Y'all coming in, like the video, subscribe to the channel.
Wilson became the head of that division in 2011. Now let's talk about Mike Ware, because Mike Ware, when he was a prosecutor at the Dallas County District Attorney's Office in 2007, they founded the Conviction Integrity Unit that spearheaded Dallas County DA's office to lead the nation in overturning wrongful convictions or exonerations of innocent incarcerated individuals.
And now let me give you some.
Michael Ware, that's the white guy. When he worked in Dallas, he worked on overturning inmates, people that were already locked up, right? Inmates, wrongful convictions. Now, this is the Caucasian brother. Y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, we do this every night. This is hard work. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Okay, so like I was saying, Michael Ware. She's saying Mike Ware. She's called him short, right? But it's Michael Ware. He's known for overturning inmates' wrongful convictions. So that's the second person that working for wrongful convictions and overturning. The lead counsel does it, and the second chair does it.
Background on Brooke, and you'll know why I'm so excited about her. Brooke serves as a litigation attorney and the chief of staff for Benjamin Crump.
Litigation attorney and the chief of staff for Benjamin Crump, Miss Brooke Cruz. Miss Brooke Cruz, that works for the Ben Crump law firm. She's the co-counsel. She has a soaring record.
Those of you who've been following me for years, you know that Benjamin Crump helped me a little bit with me and my Nike battle. Benjamin Crump, yo, they don't play. Let me just try to tell you, like, yo, they do not play.
Yeah.
A skilled civil rights attorney and a former public defender in Houston, Texas, she advocates for the disenfranchised and fights to safeguard her clients' equal protection under the law. Ms. Claus also provides legal commentary on employment discrimination and workplace equity and has won several verdicts on several high-profile civil rights cases. Trust me, Brooke is a beast. Now let's go over this appellate process. For those of you who've been following this channel daily, you know that we've been covering the details of this case, so please feel free to go on the page. I'm not going to, for my daily listeners, I'm not going to reiterate everything, okay? We do know one of the biggest grounds for appeal, the jury selection. We do know that there was 3 black women educators that were dismissed by the prosecution.
Yeah, and that alone right there. 3 black women that was dismissed. They were teachers. They was dismissed from the jury. After the jury was picked, there were 3 black women on it. They were dismissed by the prosecution. The prosecution used their only 3 strikes to be able to strike those women off the jury. The judge agreed, and then he replaced them with some white men. That's what happened. So we can look at Carmelo Anthony's lawyer, the one who took that retainer. He took a retainer, right? They said they made $700,000 on the GoFundMe, and the lawyer received $400,000. The law firm received $400,000, and they were saying, what happened to the other $300,000? Just parents spent it on a house and a car. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? When a lawyer has received $400,000 to get this young man a fair trial, and he sits back and allows the prosecutor to strike the only three pieces of hope off of the jury after they jury selected these people together. Prosecution and the defense have to select the jury together. Both of them have to agree on selecting this jury, the prosecutor and the defense. If I'm the juror, both of them have to agree. Defense have to say, yes, your honor, we accept this juror. And the prosecutor has to say, yes, your honor, we accept this juror too. They did that. And at the end of the day, it was 3 black women on that jury. You only get 3 strikes. The defense get 3 strikes, and the prosecutor gets 3 strikes during the trial. The prosecution used up all 3 of his strikes to strike those black women off of the jury. The judge accepted. You know, Judge Insect. We know Judge Roach, Judge Little Cockroach. Come on, man. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel.
Alone right there is grounds for appeal.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with...
I don't want the e-commerce store.
Well, I'm also going to cover a few other things, but I forgot to say one thing.
Yeah.
For those of you who are on the side of Carmelo Anthony and think that he should be free, just want to be very clear.
Now listen to your boy. He just want to be very clear. This doesn't mean that Carmelo Anthony is going to become free. Listen. If you analyze this situation for what it is, if you're a real analyst, if you're on the block and you're a real analyst and you analyze this story, you know that Carmelo Anthony is going to go free. Listen, if they get a wrongful conviction, that's a mistrial. And if it's a mistrial, he gets to go free. Mistrials, he gets to go free. Okay? If it's deemed a mistrial, he's going to go free. Right? But even if it's not deemed a mistrial, look at these lawyers that he has. And he doesn't have one of the top lawyers. He doesn't have 2 of the top lawyers. He doesn't have 3 of the top lawyers. Are you tired of this shit yet? He doesn't have 4 of the top lawyers. He doesn't have 5 of the top lawyers. He got fucking 6 of the top lawyers. Views from the 6. Huh? Shout out to Drake. Hey, this retrial, we finna get views from the 6 attorneys. We finna get views from the 6 attorneys. It doesn't matter. Do you not understand that? You keep saying that he killed somebody. He killed somebody. True enough. It's not about him killing anybody anymore. It's about who he is. Did he deserve the time that he got? That's what this whole thing is about. He's not a convicted killer. He's not a serial killer. He's not a convicted robber. He's not a convicted burglar. He's not a convicted fucking anything. This is his first time getting into trouble in his life. And he's already been here for 19 years. He's already been here for 19 years. Where I'm from, I don't know any, where I'm from, the area that I'm from, I don't know any black kids that haven't got into trouble in their life, in their entire life that they've been living up to the age of 19, including myself. Including myself. None. So for him to be a black young man, and I know what he faced as a black young man because I faced it and I got in trouble from facing it because I allowed it to fuck with my mind. The racism, the cops always pulling up on me when I'm walking from school with my backpack on, looking for robbers and shit. I'm coming from school. What you want to check my backpack for? Ain't nothing in here but books, officer. Shut the fuck up and give me the backpack. Yeah, that's how they talk to little black kids, young black kids in my hood, where I'm from, in Memphis, Tennessee, South Memphis, East Memphis, West Memphis, North Memphis. This kid didn't deserve the time that they gave him. And that's true. He deserved to serve time, right? He deserved to serve time, but he didn't deserve that much time. He's supposed to be able to get out in 5 to 10 years, 2 for 1, 5 to 10 years. And what I mean by 10 years, if he got 10 years, he'd serve 5 years. If he got 20 years, he'd serve 10 years. Right? Because any big prison, when you go and people get, that's why you see serial killers and convicted murderers that killed somebody on purpose, shot somebody in the face, or did a drive-by in the neighborhood. That's why you see them go in. They take a plea deal up front. They get 20 years. They do 10 on those 20 years and they out. He's not even that type of person. That kid's not even, Karmelo is not even that type of person. And he got a fucking life sentence. He got more time than the real drug dealers, killers, and rapists and all of that shit. You telling me a kid deserve what them big boys that did? What them big boys that do that type shit get? You telling me a kid deserve to be in there with gorillas, lions, bears, and most of all snakes, rattlesnakes, motherfucking snakes that you can hear them when they coming. They know you know they a snake, but they still gonna come around and try to snake you. Come on, man. That kid didn't deserve that.
This does not mean a new trial. The appellate process, the appeal process is there to the entire procedures to make sure that there is no errors.
Now watch this. It's meant for all of that. But he's going to get a trial. That's why it's 6 of them. That's why it's 6 of them. It's 6 of the best teaming up. They're going to get him another trial. Right? And watch this. When the appeal process happens, this shit might take a year, 2 years. Right? For a normal nigga. Might take a year or 2 years to even see the court going through the appeal process. It's going to take the judge them too long to sign off on your shit, too long to make it to your paperwork. That's why it's 6 of them. You heard me? That's why we got Michael Ware, our Caucasian brother. He's going to serve as the anchor. He's going to serve as the as our face in the law offices. That white guy walk up in there with his suitcase and shit, full of shit that him and 5 other black attorneys then came up with. If the black attorney walk in there, they gonna be like, yeah, just turn it in over there, and we'll. The white guy walk in there, yeah, you can turn it in over there. No, I need to speak to Mr. Such and Such and the president of such and such and the office of such and such, and they gonna be, hold on, give me a second, sir. Yes, such and such. Mr. Michael Ware is here, attorney for Carmelo Anthony. He wants to speak to you. He needs a speedy trial. All right, send him in. Where? What are you doing? Look, you know the boy been bamboozled. We need a speedy trial. I'm here to make sure it happens. I'm anchoring the ship. Give him a speedy trial. Come on, let's kick this shit up to next month. Yeah, it's not going to take that long. It's not going to take that long like it would for a normal black brother with an attorney or 2 attorneys. It's not going to take that long like a Young Thug. Right? Young Thug had $2 or $3 million attorneys. Right? Carmelo Anthony got 6 multi-million-dollar attorneys. It's going to happen very fast.
So first, this dream team, the Avenger team that I'm calling them, they're going to go through all trial records and to see if there's any error. If there was an error made through any process, whether it be the jury, an objection,
video,
just any sort of thing, any sort of technical issue, that could be grounds for them to win the appeal. Depending on what the error is that they found, it could be error in sentencing, it could be error in jury, it could be error in evidence, it could be error in cross-examination, it could be various amounts of errors. Depending on the error, they could overturn the sentencing, they could overturn the conviction, they could bring down the conviction from unaliving one.
Yeah, his family hasn't made a formal apology, right? And I don't think they are. Were they supposed to? Yeah. But see, when you hurt, just like Jeff was hurt when he came, them parents was hurt. And it's like, like when you're hurt and you're around a family member or a friend, and it's people coming up to you and they want to, you at a funeral, people coming up to you and they want to say their condolences and all of that type stuff. But you so hurt, you don't want to talk to nobody. You really communicate with people right now, right? So what, you got a cousin or an uncle or an auntie, that family member that's stern, you know what they start doing? They start walking up to those people before they come up to you and say, hey, look, we know you want to say, you understand and all of this. Look, but she can't even deal with that right now. So can you just give it some days? Right? That's like the person coming to your family member's funeral being upset because you don't want to hear their side of the story. You don't want to hear them console you. You don't want to hear them pity you, right? So the baby shaking ass pastor, which he was wrong, he served as that family member for the parents. right? You don't want that family member doing that, but you never go up to stop that family member because you don't even feel like telling that family member, hey, stop that shit. They're going to come up to me and tell me that my condolences, whether I like it or not, whether you like it or not. So stop that shit before you offend somebody. You don't even tell them that. You don't even tell that family member that. So that's the same thing with his parents and Carmelo's parents and the baby shaking pastor. They didn't even feel like telling his, hey man, don't do that. It was already done before they could even say something. They was wrong for hiring the baby shaking pastor, not doing any background check on this baby shaking pastor. Domestic violence as pastor, supposed to be, right? But the reason why they're not gonna do a formal apology is because they don't want to. They pissed now, just like they pissed off Jeff Metcalf, right? Never said nothing racist. The baby shaking pastor never said nothing racist to piss them off. He just put them out of the praying rally. That's what pissed them off, right? So you kick them back by calling him out and calling him stupid and calling him names. But you know when you pull that race card, it's going to be totally different, especially towards a black person. You pull that race card towards one black person, and every black person that sees it is going to be on your fucking ass. So look at the dad. Who wants to apologize to him for kicking him out of a prayer rally after he done said all of this hateful ass, not just hateful ass, but racist ass shit? We can forgive you for the hateful shit, but the racist shit, and then you saying you're not a racist, you in denial. So that means that racism is deep down in your heart, and when you in denial, it keeps it in there and it helps it grow, right? If I'm a smoker and I'm smoking, and motherfuckers say, man, you smoke too much. And I know I smoke a blunt every day. That's too much, right? But I tell them, nigga, I don't smoke too much. Nigga, what I smoke, nigga, it ain't enough. I don't smoke too much. Niggas smoke 3-4 blunts. They smoke way too much, nigga. 3-4 blunts a day, that's way too much, right? But I know I smoke too much, and I'm saying, nah, I don't smoke too much. You know what? I'm going to start smoking even more, and I'm going to start smoking way too much because I'm in denial of what I do, which is smoke too much. But if somebody tell you that you smoke too much and you're not in denial, guess what? You're going to be like, man, you right. I do smoke too much. If you're smoking right then, when you say it, you're going to be like, man, I do smoke too much, putting out the blunt. You're not in denial. You accepted who you are. He don't accept who he is. That's why when he started, he can't stop. It's like he get caught in the moment. He get caught in the racial moment. I told you how they killed Martin Luther King. He was a racist. A racist against blacks. He led them into brawls and beatings. And he never got touched not one time. When they locked him up in jail, they put him in his own cell. And he was over there taking photos and shit like this. I have a dream. While all the other black people was in cells packed 40 and 50 in a holding cell, bunched up, beaten, bruised, some of them dead, some of them halfway dead, guts and shit and brains and shit hanging out their head. And he's sitting right over there in the other cell. That one time they locked him up. to confuse the black people, but they never got confused. And when he wanted to tell us, hey, y'all, I've been doing this for them and I'm sorry for leading y'all to the slaughterhouse, they killed him. Man, we want you to come down there to Memphis. We're going to have a parade for you. We got you staying at the best motel, Lorraine Motel. Yeah, he came on down here. And then they called him. You in the room by yourself? No, such and such in here, Clyde and her Davis in here. Take your 2 bodyguards, Clyde and Davis. Let the other one stay in there. Take them outside. And we need to tell you something. We don't need no other ears to hear this. And when they go outside, they go this way and that way. And he's standing right in the middle. And they like, are you outside yet? They already got the sniper across the street from them. Are you outside yet? Yeah, I'm outside, man. What you wanted to tell me? Pew. He was dead. Before he could put that secret out there that they was having him to lead the people into brawls and beatings. Yeah, government propaganda. And when Kennedy wanted to release them documents, they threw a parade for his ass. He got to go to the parade, though. And they blew his head off right there in front of his wife. Yeah, so when you pull that racist card, don't nobody want to apologize to you. And you can't make them apologize to you. And you got to accept the truth. You got to accept the truth. Yeah, they already apologized for his son dying. But what they won't apologize for is for that pastor putting him out there rally, because now they know he's racist. Because after the pastor put him out the rally, that's when his racism came out. He couldn't hold it in. He was sitting there on the couch. That's why his wife ain't with him. His ex-wife, Austin and mom. That's why she ain't said shit about what he done did and what he's saying or none of it. He was abusive to her. He beat on her. He beat on Austin them. Until one day, Austin broke his collarbone. And you telling me Austin ain't no angry kid? You got me fucked up. You telling me Austin didn't come up to that boy real aggressive, calling him out his name, telling him to get from under the tent? Listen, when that shit happened and Carmelo Anthony was getting arrested and Austin was getting all this shit and all of that shit, nigga, the police was walking around with Carmelo. They had him on the motherfucking pavement and shit, right? They walking around with Carmelo. This is exactly what happened. Austin brother them was like, hey, look, we gotta tell him this happened and that happened. And that's what we're gonna stick to. Because we can't go to jail. Yeah. And they got the whole football team behind them. We can't go to jail. And when he got on the bench, he lied. Carmelo Anthony's girlfriend, cousin, the young white boy that was supposed to be Carmelo Anthony's friend, he done been over his house. Carmelo done been over the white boy's house. This is his girlfriend cousin. The same boy that he was standing up in the picture with, where he was holding, folks was like, ooh, he got a gun. That was a BB gun. A little Draco-looking BB gun. It's the white boys. His girlfriend's cousins. The same white boy that was standing next to him in the picture when he was holding it up in the white boy's den by the fireplace. Yeah, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, all of this is not allegedly. This shit is true. The white boy got on the stand and said he don't know Carmelo Anthony. He never seen him. How you never seen him, man? You looking right at him. He's in the court. How you never seen him? You seeing him now. Yeah, and they still took that. Right? So his attorneys is going over all of that. Carmelo's attorneys is going over all of that. I'll take that update another time.
1 to manslaughter to an even lesser charge. It could be brought down to a small charge that's a probation or a fine. There's so much things that could happen during the appeal process. What I think will probably happen is we'll get a new trial. That is what I think. It would be great if they could just have him completely exonerated, because for the people who've been following me, I feel like there's a lot of grounds for self-defense. I'm not going to get into it now.
Get to the facts on this channel.
I have also made videos where I feel like there is some evidence that points to manslaughter, which is still I feel brings some comfort to.
Yeah, there's evidence that point to manslaughter. Now, if he would have got manslaughter, I think people would have been okay with manslaughter. I wouldn't have been okay with manslaughter, not for the kid. Yeah, the kid deserved reckless homicide. Yeah, something that carries a smaller charge than manslaughter. That's what he deserved. That's what they gave the white boy. I believe the black boy deserved it too, right? But the white boy was premeditated. Right? He deserved the first-degree murder. And y'all got to remember how Carmelo Anthony even got first-degree murder. First pled not guilty to murder, which means he didn't intentionally do it, right? When he first pled not guilty and he set it for trial, the judge let him know, hey, if you set it for trial and you lose, you'll have to you could receive the max, right? The max sentence. Watch this. This is where it all changed, because he hadn't been sentenced yet. After the judge said that and they set it for trial, here comes the prosecutor. He goes live, NBC, ABC. He goes live stream over all news networks, and he axes the Supreme Court to charge this boy with first-degree murder. And that's how he got first-degree murder. The prosecutor asked before the trial even started. When the trial started, that's what they hit him with. First-degree murder. Boom. There you go. His life taken away just like that. Y'all coming in, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You tired of blacks not taking accountability? Are you tired of kids not taking accountability? Huh? Are you tired of parents not taking accountability? Huh? Because let's not forget about how this white guy said he forgive this black kid, and then he went on a racial slur, showing he never really forgave the black kid. So are we holding Jeff Metcalf accountable for lying? And stop excusing the grown-ass man. It's okay to excuse the kid, but stop excusing a grown-ass man that's capable of logical thinking. Whether he's sane or emotional, he's still capable of control, logical thinking. Is a kid? No. Tell me, when you were a kid, since you want to talk about accountability, when you were a kid, were you held accountable for everything you did, every single thing you did? And watch this. Don't tell me you weren't, because no one was held accountable for everything they did as a kid. Because as a kid, You know what you do when you do something wrong, or do something the wrong way, or don't do something right? It's called a mistake. When you get older, that's when it stopped being called a mistake, right? So let me teach the adults, or supposed to be adults, that's saying, I'm tired of black people not taking accountability. First of all, black people are the ones who take the most accountability. You want to see how? Black people commit murders, white people commit murders. Black people steal, white people steal. Black people harm and hurt feelings, white people harm and hurt feelings, right? But why is there more black people in fucking jail than white people? If black people don't take accountability, the black man takes the most accountability, right? Because he's strucken, right? He's strucken by the law. He's brainwashed by the government as a young youth. He's put in what they call a ghetto. The government made these. The ghetto, you know what the homes in them are called? Projects. Why is it called projects? Because it's a project. It's all government propaganda. And some people don't know this because they're fatally stupid. It's information that's right in front of them, but they don't want to believe it. Oh, it's not a conspiracy. Everything that our government does here in the US is a fucking conspiracy. Even from the ghettos all the way to fucking war. It's a conspiracy. Wars are started to make money. You ask me, how is a war started to make money when they spend money in the war? Okay, listen, let me take you back. When they start a war, they don't just use the equipment that they have here in America. In America, our government buys new warships to add to the fleet. They buy new missiles. They buy guns. They buy ammo. But when our government writes it up on documents, on paper, like a Beretta, it would cost us probably $1,000, $1,200 in the store. But when the government writes it up on paper, they're paying $20,000 for each Beretta single, and they got 1,000,000 Berettas. 20,000, and we're paying 1,000, 1,200 for this Beretta. But the government, the U.S. Army, the U.S. military, U.S. Navy, they're paying 20,000. So they're inflating the price of the guns. They're inflating the price of the ammo to inflate their accounts. Have you ever seen the movie War Dogs? Did you see how much our government paid for military guns? For guns, period. When Jonah and them was selling our military guns, them folks, they sold 1,000 Berettas for over $1 million, 20,000 Berettas for over $1 million to our government. And then they had them folks to travel over there to Afghanistan to pick up the money, cash, from the U.S. military. When we went to war with Afghanistan and we killed the most Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden had over $300 million in American currency, cash. Our military set that shit in a tent and bought nothing but guns with it. When we go to war, we don't go to war because they bombed us. We go to war because we find out that they got a lot of money over there, a lot of guns over there. They got a lot of oil over there. We finna take that. That's ours. Our government is the biggest gang. And it's mostly white. Our government. That's where white supremacy come from. That's white gang. You can ask my white friends. They'll tell you. I got rich ass white friends. They'll tell you supremacy is true. And our government is white gang. Them folk don't play. They don't play about this green grass that we walk on. Nigga ain't even gotta threaten it. We just gotta find out. Like we found out that Iran was making bombs, right? Watch this. A lot of people don't know this because, like, I listen to politics. I deal with the stock market. I invest daily, weekly, every paycheck. I put 100, 200 into the stocks. Rivian to be exact. But anyway, let's keep moving, right? Our government don't play. When we found out Trump, I love him. When he found out that we was giving Iran $300 million a year, he said, stop the funds. That's like $300 billion in Iranian money. We making these folks billionaires, and they were a poor country. Watch this. Then he found out that we were shipping condoms over there to them by the shipload. And he like, what the fuck we keep? It's not for them protection for their youth. It's not. Why we keep sending them so many fucking condoms? And then he find out, oh, they used that latex from the condoms to make bombs. Oh, these niggas making bombs over there, and we done gave them that much money. In a minute, they finna be a problem because they got too many damn militias around. They got too many organized groups that focus on terrorism. We gotta stop it. Stop the money. Start up the tariffs. Go over there and blow up as many explosive making warehouses as you can. Blow up they bridges. Blow that shit up, because we ain't finna allow nobody to build a threat towards us. War is all about money. This shit ain't this shit ain't no joke. Our government been about money. Jeff Metcalf can't never look for a fucking apology from nobody. He gotta apologize first. And he don't plan on doing that because he's still taking interviews. He done took another damn interview. You overstep that boundary. If I overstep that boundary and I say something racist to a white person or my white friend, I want them folks to hold me the fuck accountable, because I don't want them to say shit racist to me. And since when have we become adults and we don't hold each other accountable, but we always talking about holding a kid accountable? Man, I'm going to tell you like my grandma used to tell my big brother, go pick on somebody your own size. Telling us that a kid should be held accountable. Hold your damn self accountable. You an adult, ain't it? Hold yourself accountable. You see some hope for a black kid and you don't want it to happen. Because if this black kid right here strike hope, then you know down the line it's going to be more after him. in the same situation. And that's what you're scared of. That's what America is scared of. Guess what? They got the world scared of that shit too. Because they spreading the word. They spreading the rumors.
And to the people who are on the Austin Metcalf side.
Thank you, McCoy.
And manslaughter is still admitting the fact that, yes, he unalived somebody and negating the self-defense claim. So whether it's self-defense or whether it's manslaughter or anything less, most of the times it will be a new trial, or it could just be brought down. So I hope that doesn't confuse you guys even more. I just want to let you know that there's no.
Look, McCoy, I don't want anyone to be afraid of me. You're delusional for saying something like that. Now get up out of my chat. Now you know what? Stay in, because I love the haters. You gonna hate some more. And you gonna become my #1 hater. It's usually Laura. She's usually in her shouting out. He's never getting out. He's gonna stay in jail forever. Hey, Ruckus 143. What's up? What's up? What the fuck? What you said next?
One direct line in appeal. A bunch of things could happen. Yeah, I believe that he has a chance to walk a free man based on the fact that if they reduce the sentence, it will be time served because he's in there now. So his time will be served. And
yeah, I said that. If they reduce the sentence, which they might be looking to do that if they can't get him free, if they don't see that they can get him free from the evidence, if they reduce the sentence, he'll get time served. Oh, okay, Ruckus. Okay, Ruckus. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Ruckus143. She said, hey, friend. It's your name. You're racist. Aaron, Urine, whatever your name is. Urine McCartan. I'm going to call you Urine. Shout out to Urine McCartan, 4640. She said, you're a racist. I told her she's racist back. I can read. I just want to call you Urine because you called me racist and I'm not. I'm not just reading her comment. JS, you must like urine, stupid. I done read all 4 comments before I responded to one. I pick and choose of who I'm going to respond to. You go to school. I done graduated, baby. I went to high school. I graduated high school. I went to Southwest. I graduated Southwest. Then I went to the University of Memphis and graduated there. How many colleges you got on your? And did you graduate? Big nose ass.
And this appeal process is going to take at least a year. Even if they get it speedy, it'll be 6 months, 7 months. If he gets a lesser charge, he could just walk a free man if they bring down the charge. They get a new trial, that will even take even longer. So that's how the appeal process works. I just want to make that clear. Now let's go back to some facts and some speculation that I feel could change the outcome of the trial or bringing down the charges.
Yeah.
We already talked about the jury.
Y'all
let's talk about
like
one thing that's a fact
to the channel
that nobody can dispute. In the testimony on prosecution and defense, nobody was able to specify exactly who was who in the video. It is so grainy. It is so far away. You cannot see in that video exactly who was who. Yes, there was video experts that were like, you could see Austin coming in here. Yes, that is actually Karmelo walking in here, running down the bleachers. But the exact interaction when the incident happened, nobody can determine who is who and who is who in that picture. Testimony, yes, for the people underneath the tent can say, oh, Austin was there and this person was there, but we cannot see that in the video. But we can all agree with that.
When someone fails to pay their property taxes, the government actually creates certificates on that debt. You can buy that debt from the
Here is what is and by the way, that part of that video can be brought back up in the appeal process. Yeah. Now, here is a lot of speculation that I feel could also be brought up during appeal.
Right.
Austin, there has been some.
Okay. Before you say that, that's one of the things I said from the get-go. The picture was grainy, and they showed us the camera view from across the field instead of the camera view from behind, because the Judge Roach, Judge Insect, Judge Cockroach, he struck the other video footage from it. Even the cell phone footage, the supposedly cell phone footage. The same friend that lied that had some cell phone footage lied and said that he didn't have cell phone footage. He said he didn't record. He just pretended to record. Now, how you pretend to record? No, you didn't pretend to record. You was with Austin. Y'all was talking shit to that boy. Y'all was gonna record y'all punking his ass out. He fucked around and stabbed Austin in the commotion, and you had to stop the recording. Then you deleted the recording because you didn't want your parents to see it. You didn't want your parents to know what y'all had actually done. You didn't want the police to know. But see, when somebody like these 6 attorneys step in and they start to subpoena cell phone records, subpoena court documents, this should really get riled up and it get over with. Yeah, they end that shit. They chop it in half real fast because they subpoena everything. It don't matter what you struck out, Judge Roach. Huh? Yeah, if you ask me, Judge Roach, all they had racists in the motherfucker. They all racist in the motherfucker, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Shit, here in Memphis, white judges. Most of our white judges are racist in the motherfucker. They got racist ass backgrounds. Shit, some of them will let you know. I don't like black people. I think they said you got freedom of speech. But don't play your cards the wrong way. You hear me? I don't want to hear it. Yeah, they'll go racial on your ass real quick out here in Memphis. That's why a lot of black people out here in Memphis got a defense, got a guard up. Yeah, they don't fuck with the police, right? Yeah, the police. That's just like they beat the boy Tyreek Nichols. This police officer really thought that he was somebody else. Thought that he was the guy that was dating the police officer's ex-girlfriend. He didn't want her to leave him. So when him and his partner saw Tyreek Nichols, you could hear him on the body cams say, "Hey, man, there you go right there." Then they use the walkie-talkies to call in their other officer friends saying that they see the nigga, that a nigga go, "Let's get him." Him being a lame, in shock and scared, he was a skateboarder of the Memphis community. You know what I'm saying? He hung out with all the skateboarders. Him being scared, he started to run. They get out with their guns and shit, pointing them at him. He started to run. Cause he's so close to his street. He get to the end of his street while he running, he calling for his mom. But his mom, they stay 6 houses up the street. Made it to the corner. His mom couldn't even hear him. These officers pull up on him at the end of his street, and everybody saw the footage from the Doppler cam that was on the light pole across the street. They beat him. I'm talking about drawing back like this. Boom. Boom. Hitting him in his stomach. He going up like that. They beat him so bad. Set him on the ground next to one of the patrol cars, and he was falling over because he was dying. He had internal bleeding from them beating him. Tyreek Nichols was falling over. This happened right here in Memphis, in the East Memphis neighborhood that I grew up in. This man falling over. When other officers respond after these 6 officers done beat this man, a white officer woman say, man, is he all right? Get him to sit up, because he's like slumped over, just on the ground like this, slumped over, sitting with his legs out. And then one of the officers that just beat him pushed him up and started laughing and said, that man drunk, he full of it. He didn't even drink. Tyreek Nichols worked a 9 to 5. I worked at the same warehouse that him and his stepdad, that was standing with his mom next to Ben Crump, worked at, which was Cummins Motors, one of our FedEx hubs. You know what I'm saying? The Cummins Motors, they make the motors for the Army tanks, for everything big, for 18-wheelers, for fire trucks, ambulance. Like, they make all the big motors. Man, the folk beat that man to a pulp. And guess what? All of them got off. All of them got off. When they got off, Ben Crump came here and stood up for his parents, sued the city of Memphis, sued Memphis Police Department, and that defunded the police department. The unit that those 6 officers were a part of got terminated. They was called the Scorpion Unit. They was a gang unit here in Memphis, right? One of our gang units, like gang task force. They go after the gangs, right? Them folks' ass got exonerated, right? Ben Crump come out here, defund the police department, sue the city, get them folks over $7 million for their son's wrongful death. And then our new mayor just this year asked Trump, could he send some of the National Guard here to help out our police, because bank robberies started happening. I'm talking about strings of them, and they couldn't find out who the young niggas was that was doing them. Yeah, they did him the same way. Tyreek Nichols, I'll never forget him. Rest in peace, Tyreek Nichols. But that happened right here in Memphis. So I'm already close to it. I done experienced it firsthand with somebody that I didn't really know, but I actually seen this guy. I seen what kind of person he was. I saw that he was what we call a lame, a geek, smart, intelligent, ride skateboard, stay to himself, don't bother nobody, don't really talk to people. This guy didn't mess with nobody. This guy was like a walking angel. Tyreek Nichols, he was a guy for real. Police killed him and got off. 6 police officers. Killed them and got off. Guess what? If Karmelo wouldn't have had that knife, them 4 boys would have probably killed them and got off because they white. Why did you jump him? He pulled out a knife on us and we didn't know what to do. And guess what? Everybody would have been like, he had a knife. They were in danger. Nobody would have been saying, they're murderers. They need to go to jail. But you want to say that about the black kid, huh? Man, this shit is crazy in America today. You want to say that about the black kid, huh? But if all 4 of them white boys would have got what they wanted, which was to film him while they was beating him, humiliate him, because he go with one of their cheerleaders on their team, then what y'all would have been saying? Huh? If the shoes was on the other foot. Huh? But what if y'all would have been saying that and then all them white boys got 35 years apiece? Would y'all be behind them like someone needs to help them? They didn't deserve that. He had a knife. They had to defend themselves when they the ones who approached them in the first place. Come on, man. Thank y'all for the love. Everybody coming in, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get back to Trent.
I think 2 people that have said that Austin Metcalf fell onto Karmelo and when Karmelo had the knife in his hand and he fell onto him. The 1.5 inches long. The wound inside Austin's chest was 2 inches. If you're plummeting into somebody like that, why wouldn't the whole 3.5 go?
It's over with. It's over with. The knife is 3.5 inches. The hole in Austin's chest was 2 inches. That's Austin really fell on him because, like Trent finna get ready to say, if you stabbing somebody and you plunge that knife into their chest, it's going all the way in. I've been saying it. I said, when he stabbed the man in the chest, he was disgusted. He didn't try to. That's why he let the knife go. That's why the knife fell onto the ground and it stayed onto the ground. And he left. See, if you trying to kill somebody, when you stab them, you're going to take the knife with you. That's evidence. You're not going to leave it. If you drop the knife, you're going to sit there and try to fight everybody to find that knife before you leave. So you can take that knife with you because that's evidence. He let that knife go. That knife dropped on the ground. He didn't give no fuck about that knife. He was trying to find an adult. Because he just stabbed somebody and it was 4 of them at first, and he know these other 3 is finna come after him. At least that's what he think 2 of them did. When he made it to the coach, though, they slowed down and stuck to the crowd that they was in. It was in a crowd of like 3, 4, 5 people. They made it 6 or 7, and they just kind of stood there. Then when the coach started coming back this way, they walked back that way. They went back to Austin, right where the other coach was performing CPR, right? Pumping his chest. That was the second piece of evidence, the bloody jacket. Pumping his chest. He lost a lot of blood from the coach pumping his chest. He had an open wound in his chest. The coach should have just applied pressure, but instead he pumped it. He should have applied pressure to the wound and gave him mouth to mouth because his wound is in his chest. You can't pump his chest he'll lose too much blood. Then there's no chance of him surviving. Yeah. Yeah. Chance of him surviving with the coach pumping his chest. You know what I'm saying? And people will look at it and say, he probably could have survived. Yeah, 2 inches into his chest, he probably could have survived if pressure was put on the wound instead of the wound being pumped. Right? So that's another thing I keep on saying. The lawyer's probably looking at the autopsy and saying, hold on now. Did he immediately? Because the coroner can tell his time of death. The coroner can tell if when he was stabbed on the clock, we see on the time of the camera, we see it was such and such time. Stabbed around that time. Did he die around that time, or did he live a little longer? About what time did he die? If he died 15, 20 minutes after he got stabbed, then, you know what I'm saying, maybe the coach had something to do with it on accident, because he's not a medical assistant. They should have had paramedics, fire department, and at least one police officer already there. It was a track and field meet. Always have police officer, one ambulance, and a fire truck at the football games, the track games, outside of the arena, sitting there. When we coming in buying our tickets, we always see a paramedic, an ambulance truck. We always see a fire truck, at least one or two, and a motherfucking police officer. He gonna call one or two police officer cars somewhere. Thank you, Lala. Go harder. Love you too. Yeah. They say it wasn't a knife. They say it was a they say it was some kind of tool. It was a multi-tool. It's not just a knife. It's a multi-tool, which is like a hunting tool. Right? It's got the knife for the rope cut. Right? When you hunt deers, you tie them up, you cut the rope once you make it home with it. It's got the bottle opener on it. I think it might have a corkscrew that comes from under the bottle holder on it, and a filer on the back end where you see the little hook on it. That's the bottle opener. It might got something on the back end because it's called a multi-tool. It's a multi-tool knife, one of the knives. So at the same time, yeah, he's not supposed to have it at a school, but technically he didn't have it at a school. Technically, he had it at a track on a school's campus. He didn't have to go in the school. The school was shut down. Nobody was in the school, right? Everybody was on the track and field, right? That's why it was tents up outside when it started raining, because they couldn't go into school. The school locked. Now, if they would have went into school, then he probably would have got it taken from him once he had to go through security. Because if they're going to have an event at school with multiple schools and they're letting you in their school, they're going to have some kind of security to at least warn everybody, check bags and shit at the door. You know what I'm saying? Times have changed, so schooling has changed.
If somebody pushes or if he trips or there's a a fight or pushing and shoving, and he falls onto it, and it's not so much that he pushed it into him. That would explain the 2-inch wound and it not being a 3.5. That's something that could be explored. Did Austin give him a light push? Was it an aggressive push? Was it a punch? That's to be determined. Was Karmelo approached, attacked, agitated, aggressed by 4 boys? We know with the video, there were 6 that came into the trap, 2 went off, and there was 4. Through testimony underneath the tent, whose testimony from all of Austin Metcalf's friends and people from his school, which is obviously going to say everything in Austin's favor. Even Eddie, who is Karmelo's friend, doesn't want to say the truth because Eddie was like, I don't even know him.
Told y'all. That's his girlfriend cousin named Eddie. Yeah, he stood on the bench and lied on the oath and said, I don't even know him. And he's supposed to be friends with him.
I don't even know who Karmelo is. Come to find out that, yes, there's pictures and you guys were hanging out. Again, sorry if you guys don't know the details, but I'm sure most of you know by now. So testimony from the prosecution is one thing, but those are all testimony from Austin Metcalf's friends and the kids in his school. Right. And those kids, even if they don't like Austin, they don't want to go back to school and be ostracized. So they're all going to come together and tell the story. And this is the whole point of the appeal, and the whole point of why some people are so upset is the people who witnessed it are all Austin's schoolmates and all Austin's friends. We have a grainy video. You can't tell who is who.
Right.
So how do we know? How is a jury able to determine unaliving one with that kind of information and that kind of grainy video?
We really don't. We really can't.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and record.
Here's another thing. All of those teenagers that are around, that have cell phones, at the minute there's somebody that raises their voice, kids these days bring out their phone and start recording. You're telling me that there was no kid under there that took out their phone and recorded this incident? And we do know.
That's a lie. No kid. Nowadays, everything is recorded. Soon as somebody get to fighting at school, soon as somebody get to picking on somebody and we know they finna get to fighting at school, we pulling out our cameras and recording.
Know that this incident didn't happen in a split second. There was arguing back and forth. They were yelling, what are you doing under here? Get from under here. There's reports that Karmelo was like, yo, touch me and find out. You can take out your phone, you access your camera, boom, I'm here. I'm recording right now. It just took me 2 seconds.
Right. You don't have to unlock your phone to access your camera. Your camera is one of those gadgets on your lock screen that you can access right away. Besides the phone, the emergency phone, right? It's right there in the corner. All you got to do is slide it up. You can access your camera without unlocking your phone. So that's one of the ways that most of the things that are caught on camera, those fast moments, those exciting moments and shit that's caught right then and there, they're like, damn, how did folks get it on camera? It's because you can access your camera on your phone without even unlocking your phone. Hey, baby, love you.
Seconds. So you're telling me a bunch of teenagers are around and 2 boys are yelling at each other and nobody brings out their phone to record it? There has been conversation of one boy. I'm not mistaken if this was in testimony, but we do know that there's some sort of fact, if I'm not mistaken, that one boy said, yo, I had my phone out and but I wasn't recording. I was only pretending to record.
Now I said that. Now I already told y'all that. Now, how you had your phone out? You wasn't recording though. You was pretending to record. No, you wasn't pretending to record. You was recording. You was recording. Y'all was finna get ready to humiliate this boy on camera. Yeah, and they was like, get it. And Austin like, get it on camera. Yeah. We gotta show everybody this. Whatever his girlfriend name, Susie, she'll never date him again. We're gonna humiliate him. Talking about some you was pretending to record. You wasn't really recording, you was pretending to record. That don't make no sense. How to judge, how all of them adults around you while you sitting on the at that slide. How did Carmelo Anthony's lawyer, who took $400,000 retainer from $700,000 GoFundMe, how did he let that slide? I object, Your Honor. The witness is lying. No one pulls out their phone and pretends to record. We'd like to get that in evidence. We'd like to get a warrant for his cell phone records, because that really just doesn't make any sense. He contradicts himself. Why would you pull out your phone to fake a record? It takes nothing to record something. So you telling me you pulled out your phone and you faked it? Why would you fake it? So everyone will believe you had a recording? Why would you want everybody to believe you had a recording if you didn't? Like, you can just go on and on and on with that. Like, no, you was not faking. And you deleted that video. That's why you said you was faking. But then they took no more investigation into it. They just let you say the shit. Gave the boy 35 years. Okay, 35 years. See, because if they would have seen that recording, they wouldn't have just seen Austin falling on the knife, if that's true, or Austin getting stabbed by the knife. They would have seen you, Austin, the other friend, and Austin's twin brother talking shit, walking up on him, talking about how y'all finna humiliate him, how y'all finna put hands on him. And Jeff Metcalf, y'all probably saying some racist shit with y'all young ass too. Gonna put hands on this nigga. Yeah, bro. How do they say it? And go fuck this nigga up. A bunch of high school jocks. Caucasian jocks ready to show this black boy, hey, we don't play around here. We don't play with black boys around here. My dad's one of the toughest racists I know. You know, Jeff, my dad's one of the toughest racists I know. We don't play with black guys around here, man. I'm sick of these folks, man. I'm sick of
Who takes out their phone and pretends to record? So there is the speculation that there is some video evidence out there from cell phone from Austin
Y'all like
Metcalf's
the video,
friends
subscribe
that
to
they
the
erased. This is basically what I'm alluding to. There's conversation that there is cell phone footage a lot closer to the incident, and that's why some people are saying, oh, he fell onto the knife, but we don't.
This nigga just said exactly what I said. He just said it got erased. He's a legend, it got erased. That's the only reason that he could think of that you would lie about you recording something, because you erased it, which would mean You tampered with evidence. That's evidence.
Speculation that there is some video evidence out there from cell phone from Austin Metcalf's friends that they erased. This is basically what I'm alluding to. There's conversation that there is cell phone footage
that they erased
a lot closer to the incident, and that's why some people are saying, "Oh, he fell onto the knife," but we don't have that. Why? They know to delete that because they don't want that evidence to be played in court. They just want that grainy video. These are all the things that are going to be looked into. These 21 or 22 people who testified, yo, we want to see that your cell phone. We want to have access to your data. We want to have access to your iCloud. Y'all know nothing really gets deleted these days, even when you do delete it. There's these forensic people up top in a case like this. They can get to your stuff. So those are just a few things. I mean, I could go on and on, but those are a few things. If you ask me, the jury is the easiest one. Why were 3 black women who are educators, who not better than educators, to be on a jury? You want to take off 2 of them? Okay, why not even leave 1? What are the grounds for that, sir? We will get to that. Okay, that is the appeal. I want to now play a video of Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff Metcalf.
Let me explain this. This for all the stupid, unintelligent little people that's in the chat. Not the chat analysts, but the stupid little people. If you're 6 feet and I'm 5'8", and I'm standing in front of you or sitting in front of you, right? If I'm sitting in front of you when you approach me, you're a bleacher or 2 bleachers below me because you want to be face level when I'm sitting down, right? You're a bleacher below me. When I stand up and I got this knife in my hand like this, right? And you're up here and you fall on me. Look at this. As you fall on me and you're up here, you're falling on me. I'm a level higher than you. I'm shorter than you, but that puts the knife up on you. That puts it up in this level, your abdomen, your neck. If you fall forward on me, you're not going to fall face to face if I'm on the bleacher above you. If I'm a step above you, if I'm up on the next row, you're not going to fall chest to chest with me. You're not. You're going to fall damn near down. Your head and shit is going to fall somewhere down up in here. Your upper chest is going to fall somewhere down in here where I'm holding the knife in my hand like this. If I say, don't come near me, I got the knife in my hand like this. If you fall forward and you're a bleacher down in front of me, your chest area and your head area is going to fall towards the knife. That's how, if he fell on the knife, he got stabbed in the fucking chest. That's why the knife incision in his chest was 2 inches and the blade is 3.5 inches. If he stabbed that man in the chest, the whole chest, and the wound would have been 3.5 inches long or 4 inches long because of the pressure from stabbing. But I can see Austin falling on the knife. You know why? Because it didn't go all the way in him. Austin fell on that knife and got up like this. As soon as he fell on it, he wasn't trying to fall on it. And Karmelo can't pull his arm back because he's fell. He can't pull his arm back. It's bleachers. He's on the bleachers. He can't pull the knife out. He just let it go. Slide from under the man. And turn around and climb up the bleachers and get the fuck up out there. Because if I let and he moves out the way and everybody, I give everybody time to take in that he's been stabbed, I'm gonna be stumped to death. They already planned on beating me. Now I done wounded one of them on accident. He done fell on me after I had the knife drawn, the blade drawn. I ain't pull out no knife and just keep the blade in there. I want y'all to know, don't touch me, my nigga. Don't touch me. It's for y'all. It's one of me. You coming disrespectful, I ain't going nowhere. I'm sitting here with my girlfriend and her cousin. And what her cousin do? He got up and left real quick. Was trying to call for her, but she ain't leave. Talking about some, turned around while he coming down the bleachers, talking about some, she ain't leave. And he kept going. And then the incident happened. Yeah, it's possible that he could have fell on the knife. Like I said, I don't know if he really fell on the knife. But seeing it, hearing all the opinions and the facts to the case and putting them together, I can analyze, I can see somebody being 6'1" and somebody being 5'7", 5'8". The person that's 5'7", 5'8" is standing one bleacher above the person that's 6'1", right? Which makes the person that's 6'1", when he's standing at the bleacher, his head is right there at that person's chest, right? I'm holding the knife down here, and he falls forward, and his head is at my chest. He falls forward. His head is gonna be right there at the bottom of my chest. It's gonna go down some. It's gonna be at the bottom of my chest, and his chest is gonna be at my pelvis where the knife is being held, next to my waist. Yeah, his chest gone. As soon as he felt that little poke, I can see him getting up. He didn't take off the running. He didn't get ready to take off the running. He jumped up off that and he fell. As he was falling backwards, Karmelo ran. He didn't grab the knife. He didn't keep the knife. He didn't try to get rid of no kind of evidence. So, how is he a killer? He killed somebody. But how is he a killer? What makes him a killer? Because a killer ain't just a person that kills somebody. A killer somebody and means it. Kill somebody a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Kill everybody that they kill a certain kind of way. Kill a person, get away with it, and keep on killing. You got to know the real definition of a killer, a true killer. incidents. They kill once and then never kill again. Some people kill on purpose. When you kill on purpose, you're a killer. Okay? Some people kill out of love. They get manslaughter if they was married to that person. That person cheated on them. I saw a situation, a woman thought her husband was cheating on her with another woman. She seen it was around Valentine's Day or something like that, and she seen he had bought a hotel room with a heart jacuzzi tub in it, but he never came to surprise her with it, right? And he was gone, talking about he was out of town on a business meeting. She went Facebook Live and she was like, this nigga think I don't know he cheating on me. She went to the hotel. She told the hostess at the counter that she was his wife. She showed her ID, same last name. The hostess gave her a key to the room. And she was expecting to walk in there and see him having intercourse with a woman. And she was going to beat the woman. But instead, she walked in there on Facebook Live. And he was ass naked in the tub with an ass naked man. A nigga that was so tall he looked like an NBA player. Without her even being able to logically think and register what was going on. Soon she walked in there, she said, yeah, you in here with this bitch. And she seen another man in the tub. They had a radio sitting right there on the side of the tub. She said, and you in here with this mother bitch, this bitch. Ah! Boom! She hit the radio. When she turned around and saw it was a man, she screamed to the top of her lungs and she hit the radio that was on the tub. He couldn't even try to get up. The gay guy that he was with tried to jump out the tub. Their radio was plugged up in the wall. It hit that, soon that radio hit the water. It zapped both of them. That nigga tried to jump up out the tub. His body just fell over. Fell on top of her husband. You know what? She got manslaughter. They said she was in love with the man. They was married. And she didn't even have enough time to think logically before she reacted. It happened in the swift of a moment. And guess what? She served 5 years. She got 12 years. She served 5 and did the rest parole. Guess what? I search her every day. Every other day, really. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I haven't seen her yet. I'm still looking for her to see when she gonna kill somebody else or come back up in the tabloids, because this the type of research that I do. Right? Because I want to be able to bring her back up again like this. But she haven't killed nobody else. And I don't think she meant to kill her husband. I think she meant to hurt him. Like he hurt her feelings. And I don't even think she knew that electricity, that little ass radio would even really work like that. Like you see it in the movies. When they knock a radio in the water, you see the damn electric static going across the bathtub water. You like, she didn't think that was going to happen. She just wanted to hurt him. She thought that she was going to zap him, and it killed him. It zapped him all right. It zapped him a lot. But yeah, we do gotta hold each other accountable, but justice is justice. And that wasn't justice. giving a kid 35 years for committing a murder that was not premeditated. Meaning he didn't plan this. He didn't try to. If he would have tried to, he would have put them whole 3.5 inches or 4 inches, because it would have went past the blade, right? He would have had a bigger incision in his chest from the force, right? But he didn't, because that kid didn't try to. And the rumors that's circulating about him falling on a knife is starting to seem very true. But I'm going to wait until we hear the evidence from the attorneys and all what they were able to get from the case before I allow myself, or before I allow my chat analysts to be able to analyze this situation for what it is and say that Austin fell on Karmelo's knife.
He is going on Fox News and he's talking about Karmelo. He's talking about Karmelo's parents. And
now, this is Jeff. Like I said, he's still taking interviews after the racist shit, right? And what I want you to do is, don't just pay attention to Jeff. Pay attention to the fucking news stations, right? He lost his son. He got his interviews. But you bring him up for another fucking interview after he done said 1,000 racial slurs and the world knows he's a fucking racist. You bring him up and you still treat him nice. And you never bring up the racist shit that he said about the kid that killed his son. The kid that he said he forgave. Right? So watch how the media, see, because I call YouTube the real media. You know what I'm saying? YouTube got some guidelines and shit, and they ain't gonna let you, you know what I'm saying, say too much that's wrong. And if you say some shit that's wrong and it don't come true and you didn't say allegedly, they gonna get your ass for it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty good on analyzing some shit. I'm like a detective. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this shit, step up in a crime scene, I can tell you how he moved, how this person moved, where they got shot from, how fast the bullet was going, all that type of shit. Stop playing with it.
And I want you guys to notice something. He is now trying to make Karmelo's parents look horrible, try to look like they were the ones that brought race into this and publicized this. But why I want to play this for you is that you can see the snake that he was from the beginning. Because,
excuse me, sir, how old were you when you made your first million?
What is this for?
We're trying to get advice for the younger generation.
he is trying to say, before he wanted to pray with Karmelo's parents. He wanted to come together and, have a kumbaya moment.
But why didn't you?
And it was in a press conference where somebody was like, yo, we should kick him out. And he's like, oh, they kicked me out when I was trying to be a nice person. And at that time, we don't know why he got kicked out. We don't know why Karmelo's parents decided to not have that kind of relation. But now we know, because I played for you guys last week where Jeff Metcalf is calling Karmelo watermelon felon and talking about 400 years ago and about black people and how we came to this country and being sold and this, and the evidence.
Boy, I'm talking about he was real racist on them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But everything can be debated. You know what I'm saying? When I sit here and say they shouldn't have never put him out the rally, somebody else can say, well, while they was putting him out the rally, you didn't hear him say anything. He could have yelled out to him. I just want to pray with you guys. I just want to pray with you guys. But instead, he didn't. He allowed them to put him out so he could do what he really wanted to do. Which was say whatever the fuck he wanted to about black people and use his son's death for an excuse. He should be ashamed of himself. Jeff Metcalf, you should be ashamed of yourself for using your son's death as an excuse to talk bad about black people. Right? Black people did not take your son from you. Carmelo Anthony and your son's arrogance, pride, and ignorance took your son away from you. His pride, arrogance, and ignorance, he gets it from you. Now, I got Surprise Astronaut in the chat saying lies, lies, lies. And I got Andrew saying you can't speak English, right? And that's only because the things I'm saying about Austin Metcalf dad is true, right? And they feel like I'm talking about them because maybe they got kids and their kids was in the same situations and they feel that it's true about them. You know what I'm saying? This shit is true, right? If he would have been there for his son, if he would have taught his son better, then his son wouldn't have been. His son wouldn't have put himself in that situation, right? My grandma told me, and always taught me to avoid confrontation at any cost, right? Because it's not what a person do to you that can kill you, but it's what a person say to you that can kill you. She said, God said, say it, send it, and it shall come to pass. Right? Sow it, have faith. Right? Sow it, have faith for it. You should reap what you sow. Words are powerful. Right? Send the word out, and it'll come back to you 100-fold. Right? But the world will have you think sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never harm you. Yeah, we learned that little jingle in school. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm me. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words will never harm you. God said, speak it, and it is so. Speak it, have faith in it, and it shall come to pass. My mom had a man stealing from her, robbing her blind. And she used to always come through the South Memphis hood looking for him. My mom was a queen pin. She used to always come through South Memphis looking for him because he done stole something and he done left right before she even make it. Whether it's a sack of money out of sack, the nigga was stealing. And she used to always come around his brothers. My uncle told me this, one of his brothers, my stepdad. One of his brothers told me, your mom used to always come. We'd be shooting dice over here. Your mom used to always come look for him and be like, where is it? I'm going to kill that motherfucker. I'm going to kill that motherfucker. He said your mom said that shit so much she spoke that on her life. One day she was there when he stole from her, and she was, and she got him before he left. And she actually killed him. And she served 15 years. 15 years in the feds. When my mama went in jail, I was 3 years old. When she came out, I was a grown-ass man. She spoke that shit into existence. That shows you that words are powerful. No matter what man say. They say words can't never harm you. Oh, they can harm you. If you tell yourself you're stupid all day, man, I'm fucking stupid for that. Stupid. Guess what? You're going to be stupid. When I was in the 9th grade, I struggled with math. When I started taking algebra. And I didn't know that I was struggling because I was telling myself that I was going to struggle. Because just hearing the word pre-algebra, I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm doing addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. That's all I need. No, but you can sequence all that shit together. And I used to tell myself before I go to class, man, this shit finna be hard as hell. And when I get in class, you know what? This shit was hard as hell. You heard me? And then one day, I heard a pastor say, man, whatever you believe life to be, that's what your life will be. If you believe that you can't do something, you won't be able to do it. If you believe that you can, though, 100%, you will be able to do it. So before I started walking in class, when I get ready to go to math class, I started telling myself, man, this shit gonna be easy. Man, I'm finna get up in here and ace it. It's gonna be easy. I swear to God, when I walk into class and I listen to the teacher, I'm the only one in the math class catching on. Just like that. I catch on. Boom. I catch on. My dear Aunt Sally, I catch on. Algebra 1, I catch on. Algebra 2, I catch on. I get to go to Algebra 2 in calculus, the 4th math. A lot of kids don't even get to take that in high school. The 4th math. This in the 11th grade. The 4th science, anatomy and physiology in the 11th grade. I barely got any classes the 12th grade. I got like 4 electives and 2 classes. And they only giving me the 2 classes because I have to have a full schedule as a senior. But whatever you speak, it is so. That shit will come to pass. People have to be careful what they say and what they say to people. You can be wishing something on somebody and it comes back on you.
Of him being a full-blown racist. Okay. We also know that Jeff Metcalf also has a criminal past. He has an SA charge. Listen to him now trying to get in the media and tear down Carmelo Anthony's parents. Remember the video I played for you, his racist rant. Look at it compared to this.
I was hoping we could show the world this wasn't a racial divide thing, that we could kind of close the gap instead of widening it. But at that point, they'd obviously retained the services of Dominic Alexander, who decided to throw me out of the press conference, had me removed by police, and then proceeded to gaslight me and tell me that I shouldn't have been there and it was not dignified. That's when they took it from any type of remorse, which they did not show, to the fact of now we're going to play the race card.
And your goal that day was to simply get together and pray?
Yeah, I was actually hoping to show them, hey, look, man, I know what happened was terrible, and your son made a horrible mistake.
So they didn't pray with you, so you said now it's time to pull the race card, but you're not a racist. What? Please.
I was hoping for some accountability maybe and some remorse. Neither one was shown.
Have you ever spoken to the Anthonys?
No.
Y'all sound off below. I just gave you a ton of information. Let me know what you think of.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. I mean, he basically just excused himself from his racial because they kicked me out of a prayer rally. Nigga, are you a kid or are you an adult? Austin. I mean, Jeff. Fuck. God damn. Are you a fucking kid or adult? You sit around, your followers, they every fucking where. Jeff, your followers are everywhere. They race his ass in comments. You sit around and excuse yourself. Don't want nobody else to excuse themselves. Your followers don't either. I got a couple of them in my chat. They don't want you to excuse yourself. I mean, they want you to excuse yourself. They don't want you to take accountability. Y'all, I'm talking about, and when a motherfucker be racist, they be real immature. Because racism comes from emotion. And they just had this shit thrown all up in the air. Like I said on one of my shorts on John, I said, man, the racism so thick, I can smell it in the air. All this racism in the air, I can smell it. Because, yeah, goddamn it, Jeff, he throwing up a lot of racism. And they just want us to bite the bullet. Oh, yeah, just bite the bullet, let it explode in your mouth. Be okay. You'll be okay. Yeah, what type of person that wants to pray goes to antagonize? What type of person that wants to pray got so much evil in them? Like, Jeff, that wasn't just out of the blue. That shit was built up. It was built up over time. It was cultivated inside of you. And then it was released. I mean, everything you ever wanted to say. That's why you went back to say 400 years ago. Y'all been giving it since 400 years. That happened 400 years. You ain't even 400 years old and you got 400 years of hate in you. And expect for us to just pat you on the back and say, we sorry for your loss. Say that to your wife. Yeah, your wife deserved it. She deserves somebody to tell her, ma'am, I'm sorry for your loss. May Austin rest in peace. You didn't deserve that. But you, nigga, Jeff? Jeff, you don't want to hear the half of it. You know what? I'll have to send you my daughter pink ones. Yeah, you might look nice in them, Just Jeff. I think that's your color. You pink, your shoes pink. Yeah. Like what's that nigga? Corky the Pig. Yeah, that's you. And all your little friends in my chat. Yeah, that's how they go. Man, y'all tell me what y'all think about this shit. I don't really know. I know that Karmelo's finna get the fuck off. I know that much. Oh, he's finna get off. And if you don't like the herd, just don't come back. But if you don't like the herd and you're gonna say you don't like the herd and you're gonna comment about you not liking the herd and you're gonna hate on me, please come back. I love the comments. It gives me something extra to talk about. It inspires me to go harder. It inspires my chat analysts to go harder. Yeah, because we kind of team up on y'all when y'all come up in the chat, and we love it. Okay? So, yeah, all the haters come back. Chat, we'll see you later on tonight. Once I get off work, we go live again, and we gonna finish this because we got more clips. I got the OBS program working now, so I can live stream, but I got to get some. I think I'm gonna say Comcast, and I'm gonna call T-Mobile and get them to come out here because I need some very strong internet for my voice to not cut in and out when we're doing these reactions, when we're gonna take it video, right? I love y'all, man. I thank y'all, chat. What is this? This is Blocstarr Imis Analytics. What are we? We are Blocstarr Analysts. What did we just do? We just analyzed the fuck out of this shit. I love you, chat. I thank you, chat. Don't forget to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel to become a part of the family. Listen, man, you've been with yours truly. It's Blocstarr Imis, all the way from Memphis. Don't you